that are all trapped just off of the road by the Broad River Fire Department.
Right.
12 families are up there, and they could use some help. And I know you guys are busy and working around the clock, and that's just one more to add to the list.
I want to go right to the hotline right now, or can you check that actually for me, Josh, first, and let's get that checked. Meanwhile, in other important news we need to get to you, a cellular satellite trailer now providing limited service downtown. That is, you're going to, I just saw that posted. I'm sorry, one second here. My screen refreshed on me and now I can't get back to where I was. That's going to be in the downtown Asheville area. There are Starlink units set up in the downtown Asheville area. So I want to go right to the hotline. We've got Brian Hall from Black Mountain. Brian, what's happening, my friend? Hello, Brian.
By getting the posse, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Mark?
Yep, we got you.
Okay. By getting the posse together and cutting down 4 trees, we've escaped from the neighborhood. So
thank God.
Always a plus. Always a plus.
Always a plus. I'm over here at the police and fire station. I just see Parker, and they are having a meeting right now, a planning meeting with all the emergency services. I'm looking at a bus from Morehead City Fire and EMS that's in the parking lot. I'm looking at a lot of out-of-town swiftwater rescues, boats that are here, and other EMS, and also some National Guard vehicles that are here as well. I talked to the chief, and I said, what can we get out now as far as a message? And he said, what I need the most is supplies brought in. He said, when we're talking about FEMA, we're talking about dealing with everything on their terms and when they come in and going through the process. But as far as immediacy, as far as baby wipes, medications,
right,
water, these guys just ate, he said, today for the first time about 10 minutes ago. And it's not really that they need all the food, but more food to distribute to people. And he said the other thing is that we need a collection point to do all this, and we'll make sure that we can get it out to those in need. So right, I'm thinking about it. I've got a couple of locations in mind to try and talk to some people about. Now that I can get a big cell service, that we can get a collection point going. But that is, right now, the biggest thing is that everybody is coming in to give us some aid here from these other cities and towns across the state. And that I did see earlier that Ingalls, we do have potable water distribution at the Ingalls parking lot, and that.
I think we've just, Brian, are you there? No. Okay. We're going to go over to a press conference now in progress with Buncombe County officials. This is the 4 p.m. update from Buncombe County. Or it's not. They just gone away? All right. We're having a little bit of audio trouble getting that in there. I think we lost Brian off the line, unfortunately. Yeah, Josh and Tank are working on that feverishly at this point. I did find that information on those cellular service points. The city of Asheville partnering with Verizon to deliver a temporary cellular satellite trailer to the Family Justice Center at 35 Woodfin Place. This tower will offer an opportunity for limited cellular reception within the several city blocks of where it's parked. The tower will be operational late this afternoon. So, again, that will be available late this afternoon. I go back to the phones now. I think Brian Hall is joining us back again from Black Mountain. And Brian, as far as locations, you said you were still trying to secure those locations? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to try and make some phone calls. Yeah, I'm going to try and make some phone calls to see where that drop-off can be. And in reality, I mean, let's face it, it's not going to – today, people are still trying to get out and get stuff.
Right.
So I don't know that it'll be today. But I would think maybe starting tomorrow, if we could get a central church location or something with a big parking lot around town, that's going to work the best.
Right. All right. Brian, as far as how things look on the ground there, since you've been able to kind of escape the neighborhood, how are things looking in kind of your general vicinity?
Never seen anything like it. Now I'm seeing the city of Tega pulling up with a truck and a big trailer, hopefully filled with some supplies and emergency equipment. People are hanging out around town square. There have been, it says there will be a public meeting tomorrow at 9:30 here at town square, but there are people hanging out. there's distribution at First Presbyterian Church, across from the fire department, and so it's something that you really never expect to see, brother. In this town.
Brian, as far as Black Mountain Police are concerned, they are obviously, I would imagine, keeping a sharp eye out for looting and whatnot. I assume that we've seen any of that there. I
have not seen a report about anything like that, so I'm not going to speculate on that.
Right.
But let's hope not. Let's have some common sense.
Yeah.
And don't do anything like that. But it does look like, right here in the center of town, this is sort of the ground zero for operations here, and
right.
And a lot of people are rolling in from around.
Oh. Okay, Ryan, I think we're losing your cell signal, my friend. Mm-hmm. Be sure, if you can, check in with us a little bit later. We're here for the duration, and you're listening to continuing coverage of the recovery and now rescue operations for Tropical Storm Helene here in western North Carolina. I think we are just getting ready to get in. They still haven't started.
No,
yet?
they're still trying to get everybody signed on.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that Zoom call will start relatively soon. As far as Duke and Duke Power is concerned, Duke Energy sent out this text just a little while ago. Our crews are working tirelessly to restore power to your area following the devastating damage caused by Helene. We expect to have power restored to the majority of customers no later than Friday evening.
What?
No later than Friday evening.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at least another 5 days.
Wow.
Right? Possibly, with the exception of the areas that are inaccessible or unable to receive service. So, listen, any place that is massively flooded out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or was massively flooded out. This is going to be it's a massive undertaking, but I think I saw 900,000 people in North Carolina, majority of those in Western North Carolina, without power.
Yes.
Customers signed up you can sign up to receive outage alerts. You'll be notified of any updates. You can visit, duk.us/08. That will give you more information there. They say they recognize how challenging the situation is and appreciate your patience as they work to safely restore service. Again, that from Duke. Now, we also got some information in from the Fresh Market. They will be distributing free bottled water at their Asheville locations. That's going to be 944 Merriman Avenue, also 1378 Hendersonville Road. Again, the following locations will have water available at 6 p.m., 944 Merriman Avenue, and 1378 Hendersonville Road. That's going to be the Fresh Market locations, their Asheville locations. So keep that in mind if you are in that area. That may be something that's worth going if you're running short on water. A great place to go and get it. I know. I would assume that the ice that the church was handing out at the Biltmore Baptist Yard is probably gone.
Probably, yeah.
Now, I do know that there are other churches that are handing out water at the Asheville Mall. That is going to be Pastor Matt Coleman and his church. They have trailers of water that they were going to be handing out at the Asheville Mall.
And that was quite a bit ago too. So
was it a while ago? Okay.
If you're in the area, you can check it out. But I wouldn't make a trek and waste fuel to get there. If you're
you could probably try to crowdsource something on that on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. Hopefully, we'll get some more calls from folks that have some more information on that. 240-9962, 1-800-570-9962. Our phone lines are open. That's 240-9962 or 1-800-570-9962.
One of the requests that we got quite a few times today is oxygen. If you're on oxygen or you're getting low on oxygen, especially, there's a couple different options for you. Number one is you can call the emergency management of the county you live in, and they'll ask you a few questions about where your supply is at, where you're at on it, and they'll triage that situation. If it's more of a dire need, you can call. If it's absolutely dire, you're out, you can call 911. If it's getting close to dire and you're almost out, you can get to a shelter and they can help get you to oxygen.
Just getting this in, if you are in Hendersonville, you can go to 1197 Crab Creek Road, 1197 Crab Creek Road, and they have water available. bring jugs.
Excellent.
So that coming in from a good friend of the station's, Deanna McCall. So Deanna, thank you so much for letting us know about that. Again, 1197 Crab Creek Road in Hendersonville. You'll need to bring your own containers when it comes to the water there. So keep that in mind as we continue to move through the afternoon here. We're still awaiting this press conference. Is that I think that press conference is getting ready to kick off here?
We're working on it. It's getting very close. Very
close.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Do want to remind you about the school situation. Henderson County Schools canceling school indefinitely or until further notice. Buncombe County Schools canceled through at least October 4th. Much the same in so many of the districts all around Western North Carolina, as so many communities have just been cut off and are basically islands at this point until they can get crews to them, specifically in Haywood County. That's where the most problem with that is. We will get you an update from Haywood County as well, coming up here in the next hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Just working to try to get all of this kind of in before this press conference gets underway. Tank? Oh, no, sorry. Okay. Moving further here, critical supplies have started to reach Western North Carolina communities. I was just looking, just saw a picture on 40. And the National Guard looks like they are rolling trucks in as we speak right now. So relief is on the way. It's just going to take a little time to get there. I know that's probably something you're tired of hearing, but that's where we are. We're going to go over to this press conference with Buncombe County officials.
Stacey Wood. I'm the Public Information Officer for Buncombe County Government. We are here today at a 4 p.m. media briefing, September 29th. We have representatives from Buncombe County Government, Black Mountain, Asheville City Schools. I believe Maggie's on the call. Her connection was a bit spotty, so if she drops off, we'll have her on at the 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We also have Bill Norton with Duke Energy and Sheriff Miller. To get us started today, we will start with remarks from County Manager Avril Pender.
Thank you, Stacey. Good afternoon. Buncombe County, let me start by saying that we hear you. We need food and we need water. My staff has been making every request possible to the state for support, and we've been working with every single organization that has reached out. My promise to you is that we are very close, and you'll have more information before the end of the day. We also know that cell service is key to easing the hearts and minds of our loved ones. We are happy to share that as a stopgap, the City of Asheville has partnered with Verizon to set up a temporary satellite cell tower in the parking lot of 35 Woodfin Street. This tower will offer an opportunity for a limited cell reception within several city blocks of where it is parked. Again, that is 35 Woodfin Street, and it would give cell reception within several city blocks of where it is parked. So thanks to our partner at the City of Asheville. There's a danger of more landslides today. Go to a designated public shelter if you have been told to evacuate or you feel it is unsafe to remain in your home. Our search and rescue crews are continuing to work. We know that we have areas in Fairview, Black Mountain, Swannanoa, and Barnersville where the devastation is unthinkable. Those communities no longer resemble what they were a week ago, and loved ones are still trapped. Our search and rescue crews will not stop. There's a general population shelter at the AB Tech Conference Center located at 16 Fernandhurst Drive. That's in Asheville, zip code 28801. 16 Fernandhurst Drive, and you can please use the Victoria Road entrance. We also have a medical emergency shelter for individuals who are dependent on medical equipment and requiring power. That is located at 10 Genevieve Circle, Asheville, North Carolina. That is 10 Genevieve Circle. The shelter at the Ag Center is full, so please do not go there. That shelter is full, so you can utilize the shelter on the AB Tech campus, which is the AB Tech Conference Center at 16 Fernandhurst Drive for general population, and for those needing medical equipment requiring power, the shelter at 10 Genevieve Circle. We are working to set up food and water distribution sites throughout the county and are very close to that announcement. To help facilitate our sheltering process, AB Tech will be closed until further notice. We have many people that want to contribute to the Helene response. If you have donation, equipment, or other questions about specific needs, you can email HeleneDonations@buncombecounty.org. That is HeleneDonations@buncombecounty.org. If you'd like to volunteer, you can email HeleneVolunteers@buncombecounty.org. HeleneVolunteers@buncombecounty.org. It is important that we coordinate donations to best meet the needs of our community, most impacted by Helene. So again, for donations or of equipment, or you have questions about specific needs, please email HeleneDonations@buncombecounty.org. And if you would like to volunteer, you can email HeleneVolunteers@buncombecounty.org. Next, I'd like to introduce Black Mountain Town Manager, Josh Harrell. Josh?
Josh, are you with us? Hello, Josh.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We got you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it's still pretty bad here in Black Mountain. We've gotten a lot of stuff done today. The roads cleared with trees. Active rescues have still been taking place. We're still getting folks out. Of course, water. We did get water today. Water has shown up. We've got some potable water tankers that came in today, and we are doing some distribution at Ingles Grocery Store on Highway 9 in Black Mountain. We are still waiting on food to arrive, and extra resources from other places to relieve our staff who's been around the clock working for 72 hours, I guess now. But we keep hearing help is on the way, and I'm thinking the interstate is getting hopefully clearer, and that will start rolling in. That's about all I have right now.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that update from Black Mountain. And now, Dr. Furman, Asheville City School Superintendent, are you on the call? Were you able to?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. First, I just want to send out my thanks to all of the support that Buncombe County and the city has been serving for our community, and also a heartfelt thinking of everyone out there who's been dealing with all of this tragedy across the county and across Western North Carolina. It's a difficult situation, but together we can all.
Maggie, you're cutting out. Sorry, Maggie, we lost you. We did lose Maggie, so let's turn it over to Bill Norton with Duke Energy. Bill, are you on the call?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Bill.
So first things first, I just want to thank all of our customers for their patience. In our hardest hit areas here in the mountains, our restoration efforts are really focused on two fronts. We're looking to rebuild our transmission infrastructure in the upstate of South Carolina. And second, we're doing the same here in North Carolina. This critical infrastructure, it's all interconnected. The mountain zone of North Carolina is really inaccessible in many areas due to mudslides, flooding, blocked roads that everyone else has seen. It's limiting our ability to assess damage and begin making repairs. I have to say, federal and state agencies and local emergency responders have been absolutely critical for us in assisting with road access. So thank you to them. It's really helping us dispatch our crews. Areas that we can't reach, we're using helicopters and drones just to assess damage. But as floodwaters are receding, we're getting our first looks at some of these areas that were hidden by water. We're going to have entire substations that were underwater, need to be repaired, some cases fully rebuilt. So this is going to be a multi-day effort. We've got thousands of down power poles, transmission towers, We know we've got communities without power, without water treatment, without food, without gas, roads washed out. Wireless communications are coming back with spotty. We're sending out updates to our customers about restoration. I know some of the updates aren't getting to you right now, but we are working the situation. We worked in partnership with local and state emergency response agencies to assess the damage and restore power to Mission Hospital in Asheville as quickly as we safely could. And that's what we're doing. We're restoring power in a sequence that hits those public and safety facilities first, and then to the greatest number of customers, working our way down as quickly as we can. As of today, we have 15,000 power line technicians, vegetation workers, support personnel from 19 states from Canada who are all here in the Carolinas restoring power. And our teams not only work in these impacted areas, they live there too. They're out trying to restore everyone's power, even when they've personally been affected at home. So ask for them. If you see a utility crew, please do not stop and ask them for information. They do not have that information at the trucks. Updates are being texted to customers today, as I mentioned. As soon as you can receive text, you should get one. But for your safety and our crew's safety, please give our trucks a wide berth, just like you do with police and other first responders. If you see a Duke staging area, these are not FEMA sites. We do not have water or supplies available to the public as much as we wish we did. So stopping at these sites will only slow down the power restoration process. So again, as I began, thank you for your patience. We are out every day, every night, and we are not going to stop until every home and business that can receive power is restored. Thanks.
Thank you for that update, Bill. Now we will transition to Sheriff Miller for his update.
Thank you. Finally, we have another devastating update. We now have 30 confirmed losses due to the storm. Like the county manager said, we're still conducting search operations. And we know that those also may include recovery operations. The State Bureau of Investigations has sent us support to help notify the families and their loved ones and next of kin. Our thoughts and prayers are with the loved ones who are grieving these tremendous losses today. We will continue to update as we continue those search operations and recovery, and we will report back 10 o'clock tomorrow with an update, 10 a.m.
Thank you for that update. At this time, we will...
Stacey, I need to add. Yeah. I'd like to add that this Buncombe County is still in the state of emergency, and we have extended that state of emergency now until further notice. As we continue to work in this recovery and response, we would keep that state of emergency in place.
Thank you, Honorable. And the state of emergency declaration and any other information related to the response can be found at buncombeready.org. Just as a point of information for folks. At this time, we'll open it up to our media partners on the line for questions.
This is Keith Campbell from Asheville Watchdog. I have a couple of questions. The first is the 30 deaths. Are those spread out around Buncombe County, or are they primarily in Asheville proper? Can you give us a sense of that?
Yes, that will be throughout Buncombe County. As you can imagine, we're doing recoveries all across the county.
Thank you. And I'm curious, I watched a recording of this briefing at 10 this morning on Now Live. There's no representative from the city of Asheville wondering why that's the case. Why isn't the city of Asheville participating in these updates?
They were here earlier this week and participated, and we've been spreading it out and making sure we can hear from all parts of our community. they will join us again. But today it was the smaller towns were on call on this with us today.
Thank you.
Are there any additional questions?
Taylor Thompson here with News 13. I know the city isn't on this call, but is there any update y'all are able to give for them about the water system in the city?
As they have shared when they were on the call, they are working diligently to get that. They've been working with private and public partners trying to get that restored. They will be back with us again next week, and they can give a more up-to-date response then.
Okay, so they're not back at the 10 a.m. tomorrow. It'll be sometime next week.
Tomorrow is next week, right?
Tomorrow. Okay, so they'll be back. So tomorrow at the 10 a.m. Okay.
We will reach out and get a date. So Taylor, I'm not giving an exact date and time today, but we would reach out and get them scheduled.
Okay. And then just one more thing about the distribution points for water and food. I think you had said April, so later today there will be a update on where those points will be for people.
Yes, we have been hearing from the state that the water is on Black Mountain. It is coming over the Old Fort Bridge. We've been tracking this all day, trying to get an answer to when it can be here. I don't want to overpromise and say I have water when the product is not here yet. So as soon as that product is here, yes, we would make an announcement.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.
I have a follow-up on that. When was water first requested? And was there any thought to requesting water before the storm actually hit?
Yes, we actually had with Hearts with Hands, which is here in our community. We believe we could get water from them, but that got cut off by the Swananoa River. So once that got cut off, we had to then go to the state reserves, and we've been requesting from the state ever since.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, some questions in the chat. Are there plans to provide portable restrooms or other public bathroom access? If so, where might that be focused in Buncombe County?
We've provided portable restrooms and shower facility at the shelters, but we have not put those throughout downtown or other places in our county. We would work with Griffin to see if there's options to do that. So we'll put that on our list to try to solve that and work with our state partners to get more restrooms and maybe some shower facilities available. But we've only done those right now at our shelter locations.
Okay. When will we hear from the mayor?
We would reach out and get that schedule.
Okay. How long was power out at Mission? Question for Duke.
I heard 2 days. We were still working on that last night. There were safety issues involved. It was a challenging restoration, but it received our full focus, and we got to it as quickly as it could be safely done.
Thank you, Bill. What support is available for those who need baby supplies?
We are getting donations and collecting donations. We're specifically asking for diapers and everything as possible that we would need for hygiene products and stuff for our residents. So those are coming in. We're getting support from several different areas. As soon as we get a place, we will let you know where we can distribute those and how we can get those. We would try to bring those to the water as when we have water and food. But prior to that, if we still don't have an answers on water, we'll get you some of those hygiene products that you need. And Bill, and I don't know if you can speak to this, Bill, if you can speak to any supermarkets coming online. Do you have any ETAs on when a supermarket can come online where people can then get access to groceries and stuff?
Don't have individual supermarkets, of course. Typically, they are connected to major infrastructure as opposed to our individual homes on smaller infrastructure. So they should be coming back on sooner. That's part of our priority process.
Thank you.
Why isn't water being flown in?
We have made that request as well.
Is FEMA now on the ground in Buncombe? If not, any idea when they will be here?
I know that today we had an update that there's a FEMA crew on the way. They should be here today as well, but I don't have an ETA. We've requested resources. We've been told they're here. They're on their way. I just cannot tell you today when they will actually land in Buncombe County.
Thank you, Avril. What has the outreach looked like to public housing communities?
Straight like the city public housing. I'm not sure what your question is.
Can you clarify your question, Sarah? We'll circle back to that question. Just not sure which communities you're specifically talking about. Any fatalities from power outage at Mission?
Not that we're aware of.
That would.
One
That would-
clarification on that. Sorry, one clarification on that. I do not know if they had backup power. I'm not certain about that. They may have had backup power while they were not connected to us. It took us 2 days for our power supply.
They did have backup generators at Mission. Yes.
And that would be a question for Mission as well. Is there an update on the 1,000 unaccounted for in Asheville mentioned earlier and where that now stands?
We were able to get some of that cleared out, and it was well below 600 at lunch today. So I don't know the answer to that this evening at 4 o'clock, but at lunch today, it was well below 600 numbers that people had been accounted for. We will get that. We'll get an updated number in the morning.
How are supplies getting to Black Mountain and what resources are being provided? Josh, I don't know if you're still on the call.
I am still on the call. Can you ask the question again?
How are supplies getting to Black Mountain and what resources are being provided?
At this point in time, we have reached out to Davis Water on our own, and we had 16,000 gallons brought up here of potable water today. We started distributing this afternoon at Ingalls. That will continue until we tell them to quit. As far as other supplies go, we've had a lot of people just donate us stuff, bringing food from the community, bringing different things, wipes, just different types of formula, some diapers, things of that nature that we're just trying to provide to people here in Black Mountain. Again, we're being told when the interstate gets open on the mountain, then supplies will be plentiful.
Thank you, Josh. Are there any additional questions?
I have one on the request for water from the state and the idea of having it be flown in. You said you had requested that. What was the response? And was there an affirmative, or was it like, we'll get back to you, or tell us exactly what they?
It wasn't an affirmative that they will be flying it into and staging it here in Buncombe County, but they're also flying it in to stage for the entire western region. So the answer was yes, that they would be flying in water for the entire western region here into Buncombe County.
But the time frame was not clear. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. Can you explain how Black Mountain has received water but no other communities have?
I cannot. And we would reach out as well. I heard Josh did a different route than we did, so we worked with Josh to see if we can replicate that route here in Buncombe County. So,
and I'm not sure any of you can answer this question, but I'll ask it anyway. The widespread cellular outage, what accounts for it being so widespread? Any idea? Because we're all baffled by that.
We will reach out to Verizon, our partner. They're working to restore it, but they have not given us a cause for what happened with Verizon or AT&T or Spectrum, but we'll reach out to see if they can give us an answer to why we've lost cell power.
Thank you.
Okay. We've already addressed your question about the city manager. Thank you. And I will follow up with you, Ashley, individually on your question. Just kind of explain. Let me I need to go back to my notes and I'll follow up with you after this meeting. Are there any additional questions? So B, we already mentioned that we would be coordinating with the city to bring the mayor into one of these briefings at a time early or next week, and tomorrow is Monday. So that's the answer to that question. Can't confirm. We take this day by day, hour by hour. And also I want to thank all of the partners who are prioritizing these briefings as a way to get information to communities. Yeah. So we take it as needs pop up in the community. We reach out, or those partners reach out to us because they want to get in front of you all. And we also appreciate your partnership in helping to spread this information throughout the community. All right.
We're here connecting the community. This is iHeartRadio Asheville's continuing coverage of rescue and recovery efforts from Tropical Storm Helene.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Starling. With me, Josh Michael from Star 104.3. Tank Spencer with us as well. Still here this afternoon doing the coverage of the rescue and recovery operations for Tropical Storm Helene. And some very sad news to report to you today. Sheriff Quentin Miller reporting that there are now 30 confirmed lost lives due to the storm throughout Buncombe County. The SBI is helping with notifications for next of kin and family. No names have been released at this point. And this, again, it was throughout Buncombe County. One of the things that we're watching, obviously, was the Duke Energy angle of this press conference. The guy from Duke Energy basically said critical infrastructure is kind of inaccessible in a lot of areas for damage assessment. So they don't even know what needs to be done to it because they can't actually get to it because of the rock slides and the mudslides. Some substations will have to be completely rebuilt. Yeah. Any of these substations that were underwater, that's going to it's basically like go through there with a bulldozer and clear it out and put up a new substation. That's essentially the only answer. That's really where we're at. As far as the utility crews, they say, look, they don't have any answers. They just don't. They don't have any answers. So stopping and asking them questions, it only really slows them down that much more. We are expecting a call from the mayor of the city of Asheville, Esther Mannheimer. I reached out to her through text. She wasn't available to be at that press conference, but we are expecting her to join us by phone here at any time now. So we are kind of keeping ourselves open to that. Also, we're going to be joined by Mike Morgan from the city or from the county of Henderson. He is the chief communications officer. He has some more information for us as well. So he will be joining us only momentarily. We're just trying to get you as much information as we can, as fast as we can, to make sure that we're becoming a resource for you. So, again, we are awaiting a phone call from the mayor of Asheville, Esther Mannheimer. She should be calling in any time now. Obviously they have some announcements to make as well. They did get that satellite cellular trailer downtown, which is going to provide some internet service and some cellular service for folks in at least a few blocks, as the way I understand it. I assume that's one of those that has one of the towers that you just kind of jack up on it and then
right.
Yeah. So that's going to be in downtown Asheville. Some of the other information that we got for Black Mountain, things in Black Mountain, while they did get some good news, as there is potable water now at the Ingalls markets in Black Mountain. You still need to use your own bring your own jugs and containers for that water. I'm now getting Tank, can you just you have something over there for me real quick?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just taking a look at the power outages map around the area. I mean, obviously, if you have power right now, you should consider yourself lucky. I know that I've only heard of a couple of my friends that actually have power at the moment. Apparently, there's like a little swath over in the Inca Candler area that does have power at the moment, but they are talking days before they can get the power restored, and possibly weeks for some areas, the more remote areas of Western North Carolina. More than, like I said, about 300,000 customers across all of the utilities across Western North Carolina that are without power at the moment. Shelters are open across the area. We've got the tote board here in Buncombe County. The First Baptist Church, Swannanoa, Park Street in Swannanoa, has a shelter there. The Ag Center, is the Ag Center back open now? The website says that they are in open status. They are not. They are full. I thought that was the case. We had gotten the word that they got full at some point yesterday, but I was just curious. Anyhow, Haywood County Government Armory is open as a shelter. The Athletics and Activity Center down in Henderson County at 708 South Grove Street. The Haywood County Government Armory is 285 Armory Drive, right, if you're looking for it. 708 South Grove Street, Athletics and Activity Center down in Henderson County, and they're also using Edneyville Elementary School, 2875 Pace Road down in Henderson County for a shelter as well.
Okay, we are going to go to Mike Morgan now, Chief Communications Officer for Henderson County. And Mike, thanks so much for your time today. I know it's been a really busy afternoon. I understand you've got some new information for us.
Yeah, I tell you, Mark, we've had all kinds of stuff going on. We're happy to say we got some resources that are coming our way, that have gotten our way here already. And we're in the process of setting up 6 resource hubs all across Henderson County. The locations are not quite completely confirmed yet. We've got 6 resource hubs that we're going to set up from 9 a.m. to about 6 p.m. tomorrow. And so we're going to have some hubs set up all throughout the county where people can come and get some resources they need, water, some food, stuff like that. So finally have an opportunity to do that. A lot of partners have come through and are going to help us out and try and help the residents of Henderson County. So more than likely, either later tonight or maybe in the morning, I can get on there with you and kind of tell you where those locations are going to be 100%. But we want the residents to know that we've got 6 resource hubs. They're going to be set up all throughout the county from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll get you those locations as soon as we have them confirmed.
Excellent. That's fantastic news. Mike, and now what time do we think tomorrow? Do we have any idea what time that announcement might come?
You know, what time are you guys on the air? I'll call you as soon as I find out.
Yeah, why don't you, you've got our cell numbers.
Yeah, I got media place bright and early in the morning, so I'll reach out to you guys as soon as I know for sure. And
excellent.
If we get those, I can about 99% sure where they're going to be. But we just want to check off one more thing before we do it.
Right.
But anyway, we want to make sure we know we are working on those, and the goal is to have them up and running tomorrow morning. But we will give you those locations once we have them. Okay, excellent. Mike, as far as the rescue and recovery operation goes in Henderson County, how are things looking on that angle? I tell you, they've just been going nonstop still. I mean, there's so many people all across the county, and we've had issues, down in the Girton and Back Cave area, Timmy Rock, all down through there, really all across the county, where people have just been trapped either, by water or debris, trees, roads are out, whatever. I mean, it's just, I've heard, there's some areas around here that you may not recognize again. I mean, it's not going to look like what it looked like before Friday. Right. I mean, it's sad to hear about it. It's heart wrenching. And, we've had on our call center that, give that number out one more time, 828-771-6670. That's 771-6670. We've got that open for non-emergency calls, and we've had over 500 wellness calls come in. Probably maybe that number may be an old number, maybe more than that. Right. Just the family members trying to check on other family members, and we're trying to do our best to work through those calls, find out. Luckily, I know a lot of people have called in and say, hey, I talked to Aunt Sue or I talked to Uncle Joe and my mom's fine. They called in, told us that. We've taken them off the list when that happens. Right. So, it's just, we talk about a lot since you and I have been on here. We've never been through something like this. No. And we just continue to encourage our residents in Henderson County. Let's all work together. Let's get through this together. And we're going to come through this, stronger than before. But right now, we need to let our people work. We need to continue to get rescues done. But we're trying to get these resource hubs set up to help our residents because we know so many of them don't have anything, and we're trying to do what we can to get it there for them.
Mike, this is Josh Michael. Thanks for calling in, man. Any word on the Butler Bridge area of Henderson County with getting the power and then the roads cleared down there? Obviously, the sod field area that's going to be underwater for quite some time. But any ideas on power? Any dates yet?
I think we're all kind of waiting on the same thing, to be honest with you there, Josh. I think we're all waiting on power to come back and stuff to be cleared. I know we got crews out there working literally nonstop, 24 hours a day, trying to clear debris, get stuff out, make sure areas are safe before people can get back through. And there's, gosh, I don't know how many areas of the county, got hit super hard. I mean, we all got affected by it, but there are certain areas that, it flooded in places we've never seen it flood before.
Yeah.
And in some of these places, it flooded 10 times worse than it's ever flooded before.
Right.
So it was just, it's just devastating.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. And, but you know what, though? Again, we're working hard to get to everybody, and we're going to continue to do that. And we just appreciate you guys being on the air. And listen, I've been trying to tell everybody, man, if you can hear Star 99.9, Kiss Country 570, there's a lot of stations that reach into Henderson County pretty good down here. I mean, you hear some throwbacks every now and then. On the one, is that 101.1?
That is. I was just about to have to do that, and you just did it for me. You missed a couple. You missed the Brew, and you missed 92.9 ESPN Asheville. But I mean, for the most part,
pretty good.
Well,
it's like he's been here before.
But seriously, it's a great thing you guys are doing, because we got to try and get the word out as best we can.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, iHeartMedia, for helping us.
Mike, we appreciate you and your whole team, and really thank you for calling in and giving us the info.
Well, and I'll be reaching out and letting you guys know when I have updates. That's why I reached out to Mark. So you guys on here, and you guys are there. And definitely tomorrow morning, once I have those locations for those resource hubs, once again, 6 of them throughout the county. We're planning on 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Right.
I'll let you know. Hope we're planning on getting started tomorrow. That's our hopes. I think we'll be able to do that.
Okay.
We'll let you know for sure what those locations are once we have those confirmed.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
You got it. Stay safe. You're listening to 99.9 Kiss Country FM, News Radio 570 WWNC, Star 104.3 FM, Rock 105.1 FM, Throwback 101.1 FM, The Brew 97.7 and 92.9 ESPN Asheville. You're listening to continuing coverage of the recovery and rescue efforts from Tropical Storm Helene. We just got off